Hello aspirants. So 2025 mains is just approaching, just few days is left. So in this context, I would like to discuss some important topics which could be, there is a high probability that the questions might come on the basis of the recurrence or the importance of the topic which we have been finding, which could also relate from the current affairs. So that is what I am going to discuss. So I am not going to discuss in detail, but I am going to discuss the important topics. So you can revise those important topics, last moment revision, which will be very helpful, right? So let me discuss. I have divided into GS paper 1, GS paper 2, GS paper 3. These are the particularly current affairs related topic. So let's understand from GS paper 4 what could be the important topic for 2025 mains. Now GS paper 1 can also overlap with the topic I am going to discuss. It can overlap with GS paper 3 also. So one issue is related with GS paper 1 and it can also coincide with GS paper 3, that is disaster management. So the issues of cloud burst very recently, cloud burst and flash flood. We have seen in Uttarkasi in Uttarakhand, right? So this could be in your geography, they can ask in the geography related to the concept cloud burst. They can also ask related to flash flood. So it relates with your geography and also with your disaster management. So what is cloud burst? What is flash flood? How it's impact the environment? What disaster it causes and how it can be managed? It can also be related with environment. It can also be related with environment and development. It can also be related with issues of environment and development, because we have seen in many cases that a faulty developmental project has been leading to environmental disaster, right? Because the natural course of the rivers, if it is being obstructed, then such kind of situation will be more, or the area where there is a chances of such kind of thing and haphazard development is being taking place in name of tourism or so, then also such kind of disaster is very, very imminent, right? So this kind of topic can be, they can ask you in geography, they can ask you in disaster management. It could also be related with environment and development and also environment impact assessment and environment impact assessment, because that's there in your syllabus, isn't it? Now related to this, now since we are talking about this issues related to disaster management and so on, also I am linking with geography, right? Then another issues related with your disaster management and also environment, that is related to landslides. So we have seen the disaster in Wayanad, right? The entire village got swept off. So again, the topic of disaster management, issues of environment and development, environment impact assessment can also be linked to the topic of landslides, chapter Wayanad, right? So please remember these topic. You can quote if the questions comes on landslides and you just write about the landslide, that may not be enough. So that extra mark you will be getting if you link with the current happening, the contextual happening. That's very, very important. So do mention context, right? Then particularly I'll also be talking about disaster management, few important topic on disaster management. disaster management. Lot of disaster this year. So again, there's a man-made disaster, and climatic or natural disaster. So we can club this topic. So natural disaster we have already talked about: cloud burst, flash flood, right? Cloud burst, flash flood. There is another one, last year there was an impact of glacial flow, glacial outflow, that's happened in Sikkim, right? That happened in Sikkim. Last year also there was an issue of cloud burst and flash flood in Himachal Pradesh, right? So please remember the recent happening also. Okay, apart from the conceptual clarity regarding what is cloud burst, what is flash flood, you should also remember the contextual happening, right? Then there's been a lot of man-made disaster. In that, I'll be talking about the issue of crowd management. The issue of crowd management. There have been a lot of issue of crowd management. Do you remember any particular topic related to crowd management or current happening? Huh? Yes, RCB written, the Chinna Swami Stadium. RCB stampede, right? Chinna Swami Stadium, there is a RCB stamping related to the cricket and all. So that is one. Then there's been lot of stampede we have seen, lot of stampede case, lot of stampede case we have seen in the religious gathering. In fact, majority out of the 12 stampede cases in this particular year, in 1 year, majority, that is 9 stampede happened in the religious gathering, right? So very recently, very recently, you have this, the Kumbh Mela, I guess you know, Kumbh Mela tragedy. The Kumbh Mela tragedy, right? Kumbh Mela tragedy, then you have the Rath Yatra stampede, and very recently in Uttarakhand, that is your Haridwar, Rishikesh, right? In Haridwar, Uttarakhand. So these contextual example you should remember to quote. There is a Hathras strategy last year, Hathras, where almost 100 people they died in the stampede, right? Majorly in the religious gathering, as I told you. So why is it happening? It is recurring. This incident has been recurring. Why the government of India has not been taking serious step to control the crowd management? Because in the recent months only, in just 2 or 3 months, we have seen many stampede. The Kumbh Mela happened, the New Delhi railway station happened, and then the RCB stampede happened, in the Uttarakhand happened. In spite of so many recurring incidents, why there has not been any effective crowd management policy? If it is there, what is the crowd management policy? And how it links with your, in all this, you have to take there's a common thing regarding what you have related to disaster management. There is an authority, National Disaster Management Authority, right? National Disaster Management Authority. Say, how do they manage? What is the various steps to manage? How it can be stopped from the recurrence, or what particularly related to crowd management, because there's been a lot of issues related to crowd management issues, and there's been a huge number of stampede. So please take care of that. Okay. So this is related to stampede. Another important topic I would like to talk in the disaster management itself is there's been industrial accident accidents. The very recently you have the accidents, the huge accident in the pharma company in Hyderabad, Telangana, near Hyderabad. Okay, in a pharmaceutical company there has been huge industrial accident. Then we keep on hearing about or knowing about regarding firecracker industry, accident in the firecracker industry in Tamil Nadu. That's a Hyderabad pharmaceutical company, then firecracker industry accident in Tamil Nadu. So what the government is taking step, what are the regulatory lapses? What are the regulatory lapses? Because all these accidents happen because of the regulatory lapses. So reverse the problem, you get the solution. What regulatory approach or what regulation has to be done to prevent such kind of disaster, man-made disaster, right? Then a very serious issue of another important topic here, I would like to talk about the air safety. Air safety, isn't it? This year been very disastrous, or you say one of the, in the disaster management, if one topic is again very important, because it has shocked the national conscience the way it happened, right? So please prepare on the issue of air safety in the context of recent year air disaster, that is Air India, right? Air India. It was Air India or some other plane? Air India or Boeing? Boeing, right? Oh, okay, fine. Air India, Boeing, right? So this topic again, it's this could be a very important topic for this year mains in disaster management. Again, how it is being properly managed in this, the role of Director General of Civil Aviation, and what are the regulatory authority that manage the civil aviations, how it can be prevented, and what actually happened, what was the reason for such disaster, was there any lapses on the part of the regulation, and how such disaster can be prevented. So particularly the case study will be the recent disaster, right? Then apart from that, there has also been helicopter crash, right? Helicopter crash in the Char Dham Yatra, right? Char Dham Yatra. So that topic also, so air safety related, these are the two incident, very recent incident you can quote, and then prepare on how air safety can be properly managed. What are the regulatory mechanism? What steps can be taken so that such incident should not recur? Because air safety is something, it's extremely important, extremely crucial, because if the disaster happens, there is no scope of any life getting saved, isn't it? It's a total disaster, 110% disaster, isn't it? And then again the issues related with not only, if the plane crash, the entire people in the plane, they die, or there is a destructions. There is a collateral destructions also. Collateral destruction, isn't it? Collateral destructions. We have seen in the recent Air India disaster, collateral disaster, because it fell in the populated area. It fell on the populated area. And we see many medical students, young medical students losing their life. So in itself, it is a huge disaster. but then there could be collateral disaster also. That is why the issues is very, very important and very eminent. Extremely care should be taken so that such incidents should not occur in future. Then in this, another important topic on your disaster management is related to, under disaster management there could be urban flooding. Anyway, last year they had asked the question on urban flooding, and this is a recurrent issues, recurrent problem in the urban flooding issues cases. So please prepare well on the urban flooding, what are the reasons and how it can be dealt with, how it can be, what is the solution, what is the solution related to urban flooding. So these are the topics I have discussed under disaster management, right? So what all topic we discussed? We discussed related to natural disaster, that is cloud burst, flash flood, and then we also discussed, right? So we have seen, right, in the disaster management, climatic, natural disaster, cloud burst, flash flood, and glacial outflow disaster. And then I have given you the examples also. So here I am not talking about the concept because there are a lot of topic. I am just giving you the highlight so that you can go and revise, and there could be the questions, there is a high probability that questions could come from this area. Okay. Then in the man-made disaster, we talked about the crowd management and stampede, and in that we have discussed certain examples, Chinnaswamy Stadium case, and mostly in the religious gathering case, with the very recent one in the Haridwar in the Uttarakhand, right? Yes. And in this also I gave you the example of cloudburst and flash flood, very recent, that is Uttarakhand, that is Uttar Kasi. And in this I also mentioned that there is the questions could be linked with geography, the concept part, the question could be related with your disaster management, and the question can also be related with your environment and development issues. And in this context, environment impact assessment. These all topics are interlinked. Okay. Then we have talked about the, under the disaster management, we talked about the industrial accident. The recent, the pharmacy company, there was pharmacy industry, there's a Hyderabad where the industrial accident happened. Please go through what was the reason, and was there any regulatory lapses, what regulatory lapses happened, and how in future such things can be prevented. Then in the firecracker industry in Tamil Nadu we have seen, and such kind of incidents keeps of happening. Why we have not taken any serious the regulatory approach to that. Then we have been talking about what? Air safety, because this year this was the most shocking disaster, right? And then linked to that, what collateral damages can happen, the role of Director General of Civil Aviation in regulating the air safety mechanism. Okay. And overall about the disaster management, there is a National Disaster Management Authority, how do they manage? So this is about, we have done about disaster management, and then we also did urban flooding, right? Urban flooding issues. There's a lot of example, right? Last year in Bangalore it happened, and in the major cities we have seen in the Chennai, Kerala, Kochi. Then let's move on to important topic, that is GS paper 2 polity. GS paper 2, that is polity. And we'll look into the IR aspect. So in this context, I would like to talk about the few important topic which has caught attention. That is one related to the issues related to the language law, thug life, right? Thug life, the movie, you know, so related to the language raw, and sentiments getting hurt, sentiments getting hurt. So what is the take of Supreme Court in this context? And there could be a probable question regarding, can movie be banned? Can movie be banned on the account of public sentiments getting hurt? Public sentiments getting hurt. Can movie be banned? So such kind of question has earlier also come in the mains. So again, you know, this year the incident happened where the movie was getting banned in Karnataka on the ground of Kannada people sentiments getting hurt because of the language row. But what the Supreme Court said? The Supreme Court said that lift the ban, because such kind of thing could be very, very subjective. Very, very subjective. We don't know, you know, if suppose I talk certain things and you know you might get hurt, but I don't have intention to hurt anybody, isn't it? So that could be very, very subjective. That could be, it's not objective. That's very subjective. So Supreme Court said that lift the ban on such ground, movie cannot be banned, because movie is what? It's a part of freedom of expression. It is linked with what? Freedom of expression or not? Artistic expression. Freedom of expression cannot be banned because public sentiments getting hurt, because public sentiments, again, it could be very, very subjective. It could be very, very subjective. There is no objectivity in that. That is what you can, you know, write about. That why Supreme Court lifted ban on the movie Thug Life in Karnataka. Okay. So there could be a probable question on this. Then there are usual topics. There are usual topics in polity, that is speaker, the role of speaker. When almost every year they ask related to speaker and politicization of the office. Politicization of the office of speaker, of this of the office of speaker relates with the anti-defection law, anti-defection cases, because the speaker is the decider in the case of anti-defection, and we have seen a lot of politicization in the issues. Then what the Supreme Court has said on this, because there is no time limit to decide on when the speaker should decide, or within what time the speaker should decide on the cases of anti-defections, because that would attract disqualifications of the member of parliament or MLAs, member of legislative assembly. In this, you know, the Karnataka episode can be cited, right? Or even Maharashtra, because there was been cases for defections issues, right? We have seen the change of government and the defections and all. Relating to this, will also please revise on, related to this, the role of election commission, regarding issuing the symbols. Why I am talking here the role of ECI? Because we have seen in Maharashtra, regarding there has been a split in the party. There is a two important party, that is Shiv Sena and NCP, right? Shiv Sena and NCP, they both got split, and very interestingly, we have seen that the founding member, the one who has founded the party, they did not get the real symbol, isn't it? The faction got, because the majority of the people, they went with the faction, breakaway faction, rather than with the original founder. right? In the both the cases, if you remember, say if you have been reading the newspaper, you will all remember. That's what I keep on telling, reading newspaper is must for your UPSC preparation, extremely important. So that is what the role of ECI, the election commission, in issuing the symbol, on what basis the symbol was allotted, and why the faction they got the real symbol rather than the one who had founded the party. Isn't it or not? I hope you remember. If you would have gone through, you would remember. So please revise on that. Anyway, if you find the topic, you will be able to find the reason. Okay, fine. So then another topic I would like to discuss about here is governor. Again, you know, the issue of governor is also keeps on coming in the news. Whether the governor should go with his constitutional duty, what is his constitutional duty, and then he also have a role of balancing as a representative of the center in the state, right? He has a dual role, and then there is the issues of his discretionary power. Even in the prelims they had asked this year regarding to his discretionary power under article subclause 163. Okay. So the issue of governor has been in news lot this year because particularly if you look at the Tamil Nadu case, there has been in even the Telangana the issue happened, Tamil Nadu, but the Tamil Nadu government they took it to the Supreme Court regarding signing of the bill, right? Regarding signing of the bill, because the governor has not been taking action on that, or the governor had referred it to the president. So in this context, article 201 and article 200 and article 201 is very, very important. And what the Supreme Court has to say about that, what Supreme Court has to say about. So Supreme Court has asked regarding that there should be some kind of time limit within which the governor should sign the bill, or they should provide the reason why they are not signing the bill. Similar also happened with the president. If the state bill is reserved for the president, they should give their consent within certain period of time. Now in this context, another topic is related to article 143. Article 143 of the Indian Constitution. What is that? That is the advisory jurisdiction. Advisory jurisdiction. That relates with the advisory jurisdiction of the Supreme Court, where the president can refer any case to the Supreme Court or seek legal advice from the Supreme Court. So that's why the president has referred a case to the Supreme Court related to the Supreme Court decision on Tamil Nadu judgment. Tamil Nadu judgment. Right. So what the Tamil Nadu judgment says, that the Supreme Court said that there should be certain time limit within which the governor should sign the bill. If it is reserved for the president should also provide the consent, because it is unnecessarily dragging or kind of impacting state administration, because without law you cannot administer, right? You need to have a necessary law, and if you are blocking that law, it is definitely going to impact the administration, right? So that's why in that context the Supreme Court had said, but the Constitution itself is silent on that. Constitution is silent, there is no time frame given. So that's why Supreme Court has referred the case under the advisory jurisdiction or under article 143 very recently, that whether the Supreme Court can decide, or can Supreme Court dictate any time frame within which the governor or the president should take the decision. This can also snowball to issue of separation of power. So there is a lot of interlinking again, you see. So you have to prepare in a holistic manner. Anything they can give you. The issue also have a relation with separation of power, because this work, whether there should be any time limit or not, that has to be decided by the Parliament. Can Supreme Court interfere in the role of the executive? Right? So what we have talked in this, we have talked about the governor, the issues of governor. Particularly we have talked related to Tamil Nadu case, but there are so many other cases also. Very recently in Kerala also the cases happened where the governor bowed before Bharat Mata, and the Kerala government, which is not do not share such kind of congruency with the governor, because they feel that that is against secularism, which the governor should not have done. Governor is a representative of the state, he is an authority of the state. So how can a governor can bow before a statue, religious statue? Because that goes against the issue of secularism. Even there has been issue where PM Modi going and dipping in the holy snana in Kumbh Mela, or taking so much of keen interest in Ram Ayodhya Mandir, right? See, in these cases also there has been issue of what? Secularism and the state authority. They are showing an inclination towards particular religion, and they are doing in a public manner. See, in India secularism is there and religious is a private affair. That is what we follow. That, and particularly any public figure, they cannot show that they are leaning towards a particular religion. That is what in the Indian form of secularism is all about. But these authorities who are representative of the state, they are conducting such kind of things. So that has been questioned, right? So I hope you got the clarity. Then another important issue here is your another important issue here is regarding removal of judges. Removal of judges. Because very recently the issues related to Mr. Verma has come, right? So in this context, Judges Enquiry Act and what is the procedure of removal of judges, that you should see. And also again related to the Vice President has recently resigned. So issues related to Vice President, right? So these are the topic we have discussed regarding polity. Another important topic is also related to SIR, Special Intensive Revision, which is going in Bihar. Every day the news is coming, I guess you must be following. So what it has issues related with voters identity, disenfranchisement, Article 326, which give us an adult franchise, right? So whether the issues of SIR is leading to disenfranchisement, and also there has been a link with whether the issue is also related with citizenship, the way the SIR is taking place. So this angle, the various angle, SIR, the role of ECI, Election Commission of India, whether ECI is empowered for conducting such kind of exercise, or they are going beyond their limit, because it is some people, they are also linking with the issues of citizenship, right? Issues of disenfranchisement, the issues of, again the issues has also come, fake voter list, migration issue, because many people in India, they are migrant. So these all topics, from these all angle you have to look the issue of SIR, okay? Then from economy, few topics. Yeah, 5 minutes. Economy, I have identified the issues related with, very recently Dhan Dhanya Yojana. in this 36 scheme has been merged. 36 schemes has been merged. So please prepare that what would be the benefit. This Dhan Dhan Yojana. And then in economy there is also an issue of MSP, minimum support price, whether there should be any statutory backing for minimum support price, because you know farm protest, remember this year in the month of January there has been the farm protest and the issues of MSP, minimum support price. So these two topic. Apart from that, of course, there are a lot of topic, but then this topic has made a lot of news. Then space, very recently this Shubham Shukla, he went into space, right? International Space Station, right? I hope you remember. So how it is going to help our space mission Gaganyaan, how it's going to contribute towards our own space mission Gaganyaan. So these two link, please follow well. Very quickly we will go through the security aspect, because the issue of terrorism, I hope all of you know that in what context I am talking about. And in this context, terrorism financing, money laundering and terror financing, and financial action task force, and their role in how they can prevent in terror financing, because the most important issue is about the terror financing, right? So these are the various topic which we have identified that could be very, very important for 2025 mains. So you can prepare, you can revise well. Okay, thank you, all the best. So now you'll have your essay.